What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and I wanted to let all of you know that our first 2023 rosters are now available. We have 18 teams done up till phase 1, which means all the players have been changed out. All the players that are gone have been removed from the roster. All the newcomers, all the transfers are in there. All the ratings are up to date. All the years have been advanced. All of that. The only thing missing is the freshmen. We do not have the new freshmen in there yet. That'll come in phase 2, but I like to go through all the teams and do this first. But you're not going to have players from last year on there. You'll have generic players instead, the generic freshmen. And so if you want to play a dynasty or whatever, you can do that without having to worry about old players being on the game. And that's how I always do it. So I just want to show you some of the top players here. And again, you're going to have, I haven't done South Carolina, so you're going to still have their roster on there. But we've got 18 teams done. And this video, I'm recording this on March 30th. And by the time you see it, I may have a whole lot more done because I'm cranking out a lot of teams. Really kind of doing about 2 teams a day as of late. And we do updates pretty much every week. You want to get these rosters, all you have to do is join us on Patreon. But let's take a look at some of the top players real quick. And again, you can get these rosters. All you have to do is join us on Patreon, and there's a link in the description. You can get our final rosters from last year, our 2021 rosters, our 2020 rosters. We also have a 2015 roster that is not complete, but most of the teams are done on there. So Caleb Williams is going to be the top player. Marvin Harrison Jr., also a 98. Blake Corum, also a 98. So the ratings may still be tweaked a little bit. When you get all the preseason awards and all of that, there are some boosts that can go into these ratings. You're not going to get much more of a boost, though. I mean, if you were a first-team All-American last year, that's not really going to change anything if you're a preseason All-American this year. So these will be your top players: Caleb Williams, Marvin Harrison Jr., and Blake Corum. How about that? Ohio State with 2 wide receivers in the top 4 overall players. Egbuka up there as well at 97. Brock Bowers is a 97. Jeremiah Trotter of Clemson, a 97. Kool-Aid McKinstry, a 97 of Alabama. Let's just look at some of the top players at each position at quarterback. And again, these generic players will be changed. There's Johnny Manziel. They will be removed. They'll be changed to the real players. We're going to have the Power 5 done really quickly. It should not take me long to get the Power 5 complete. And so you won't see all of these generic players. But it's better to have the generic players versus having to play against players that were on the game last year that are off to the NFL and things like that. Anyways, Caleb Williams at 98, then Bo Nix at 95, Michael Penix 94, Jaden Daniels at 94, J.J. McCarthy at 92, Jordan Travis at 92, Sam Hartman at 91, and you can see right there Sam Hartman on Notre Dame. Top running backs: Blake Corum, you got Will Shipley, Bucky Irving there of Oregon, Donovan Edwards, Trey Benson, Estime. We go to the wide receivers now. Showed you the 2 from Ohio State. Ozune from Washington at 95 on there. Troy Franklin at 95. McMillan. How about that? Washington has 2 of the top 5 receivers. Again, not finished with all the teams, so that could change. But right now, you got Worthy, Neighbors, Lovett. Tight ends, Brock Bowers is going to be up there. Jatavion Sanders, Jaheim Bell, Jared Wiley, Cade Stover. And so let's just go. I'll show you the teams. Well, I guess I can quickly go through the offensive linemen. Most people probably don't care too much about the offensive linemen, but you can see some of the top players here on the offensive line. And on the defensive line, a lot of generic players to weed through. Jared Verse, the top defensive end. Well, on the left side, JTT of Ohio State's actually rated higher at 93. Left ends, right ends, they're all rated the same. There's Mekhi Wingo, top defensive tackle on the game here. Barrett Carter of Clemson, Harold Perkins. I could see his rating go up. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's a first-team preseason All-American. And so, again, the ratings could change a little bit, but this is pretty much what you're going to get ratings-wise for these players. I'm not going to go through the whole ratings process here, but you see some of the top cornerbacks, top safeties. Strong safeties. There's a bunch of these up here already. And we'll see who joins this list once we do more teams. But let me just show you the teams that I have completed so you can see the ones that we've done. So Alabama, they're complete. You see all their players here. Let's see. Who else have we done? We've done Clemson. Try to make sure I hit them all. Clemson, you can see all their top players. We've also done Florida State. You can see all of their top players there. We have done Georgia. You can see they're going to be loaded once again. Let's see, who else have we done? We have done Kansas State. See their top players. We've not done Kentucky. I'm actually about to work on Kentucky, but I've not done them yet. There's LSU. You see their top players. There is Michigan, absolutely loaded. Hopefully I don't miss anyone here. We have done... We haven't done North Carolina yet. We've done Notre Dame. See their top players. We've done Ohio State. You can see their top players here. A lot of talent on that team. Oklahoma. There are the Sooners. We've done... I have done Ole Miss, but they're not on this file yet. I haven't imported them. Oregon, you can see their top players. We've done Oregon. We have done Penn State. We have also completed Tennessee. Well, first TCU. There's TCU. They lost a lot. They did lose a lot. Tennessee, there's their roster. Their top players. Texas. Wow, I didn't realize Texas, every player on this list is 90 or higher. Texas has a lot of really good players. We have not. I've done Texas A&M, but we haven't imported them just yet. Again, the updates will be coming every week, and there'll be new teams every week. Some of those updates will have a ton of new teams. USC's been completed here for Phase 1. Utah has been completed for Phase 1. And I think that's it. Well, I think we have Wisconsin. Yes, we've done... No, we have not done Wisconsin. Wisconsin not done yet. They're a team that I'm about to do. All right, so... If you're wondering about the freshmen, so this is what it will look like. Let me just go back to... I'll show you Michigan, just because this is a team that... They're not going to have many freshmen even on this roster because they have so much production coming back. But this is just an example here. So if you go through and you see... So they've got 4 quarterbacks. They've got 4 running backs. But you'll have guys like this. So wide receiver number 8, that's going to be a freshman. But it's a red-shirted freshman, which means on the depth chart, these players won't be on there. So for the simulations that I do and everything, you're not going to see the generic players because they've been red-shirted and they won't be on the depth chart. So you'll have those generic players on the roster if you get the roster. But if you're in terms of the simulations, those players will not be on there. Or if you're playing the game yourself with these updated rosters. And again, Michigan doesn't even have, they don't have spots for freshmen because there's so much talent on this team. There's a defensive tackle number 58. And if you start a dynasty, you can always have the computer auto name all these players if you choose to do it that way. There's a cornerback. But just an example here as we go through Michigan. And so if you want to get these rosters again, if you want to help support SG1 Sports, all of our channels, I really, really appreciate all the support that we do have there on Patreon. That's what keeps this thing going. And hopefully we're going to be able to offer some more things on Patreon. So if you like the rosters or if you just want to help support, please help us out and join the Patreon. It's only $5 a month, less than a combo at McDonald's. I mean, $5 a month, not much money. And it goes a long way towards helping me, helping all the channels, helping us grow, and hopefully offer some new things here very soon. But the main thing I know most people care about, it's these rosters. And if you'd like to get them, just join us there on Patreon. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more right here on the SG1 Sports Sim channel.